crazy story. I woke up yesterday, man, with an influx. I'm talking about bombarded my inbox with the situation with the young lady, Ma'Khia Bryant. I believe it happened in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, okay, y'all know who I'm talking about. So I guess I'm gonna start from the top. First and foremost, I guess I think I'm just gonna use my, I'm gonna use my imagination. I feel like everybody bombarded my inbox with that. In other words, to say you take up for the police or whatever reason they have in their mind. I don't know why they did it, but I got a long itinerary every day of the week, so I wasn't available to get back to everybody, but I did address one person. But instead of me, and that went long, so instead of me going through there with everybody else, I said I figure I'd make this video, and also I'm gonna put it on my YouTube channel. I'm saying I said I'm gonna make this video, just to give a understanding of where my thoughts process at, and where we as a community need to come together and have our thought process as a whole for this type of stuff to happen, for these type of things to stop happening over and over and over again. I also want to start off by saying I don't know the officer's name, really not that important, but what he did that day, people can look at it however they want to look at it, but he was dead wrong. I do understand as a police officer certain things that when you see certain things might happen in a split second made, but he shot the little girl 3 or 4 times above the belt. So clearly, right? Clearly, he had an intent to kill. And just looking at him, he didn't look like somebody who, I'm not gonna stereotype, so I'm not even gonna say that, but I'm gonna say he was dead wrong. And guess what? He ruined his life that day. He threw his life away. He still got his life, but he threw his life away. He won't have a job anymore. He won't be able to enjoy his life because everywhere he go, people gonna notice him and want to hurt him. He might can get away from right now because of mess. When he go to court, he will get found guilty. And the reason why he gonna get found guilty, because I understand that it was a split decision and you just act, but come on, bro, you did not have to shoot 3 or 4 bullets at that little girl. Let's be honest about it, bro. You didn't have to do that. But matter of fact, but I'm not gonna get off of that. But the thing about it is, he didn't have to do. He used excessive force, and he gonna pay the price for it. Trust me, he is gonna pay the price, right? So I want to be clear on that, because people think I don't take the police side. What I am consistently saying, like I say, my message has remained consistent. What I am consistently saying is that we see there's a problem, so what can we do to fix it? And that's what I'm about to get off into, right? First of all, okay, now we got that out the way that he wrong and he will pay for what he did. But this is what I want to say. I want to talk to you mothers out there, you fathers, and whoever, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk to the parents out there, right? Let's play on how they like to say, devil's advocate. Let's say the cops wouldn't have shot her, right? Let's just say that. Let's just say he wouldn't have stopped her. We seen she was in the act. She was already in motion. So let's just say that, for the sake of argument, that she would have hit that young lady and severely injured her, because you could see it was going to go somewhere in this area. And for those of you that's from my hometown of Lake Charles, Louisiana, y'all know 2 months ago how a situation almost identical to that turned. Right? Right? And for those of y'all who don't know what I'm talking about, in Lake Charles, Louisiana, a couple months ago, I want to say, a 13-year-old little girl stabbed a little girl in the neck and killed a 15-year-old girl in Walmart. Why is a little girl in Walmart with a knife? Why is she fighting some other little girls? That's all a part of what I'm about to get into, right? Or we can say, let's say this. Let's just say, for instance, that the cop wouldn't have shot her or nothing like that would have happened. And she would have stabbed that little girl and that little girl would have died. So all my parents out there, if that would have happened, how you think that girl family would have felt? How you think her family feel right now? That because an act of a police officer, their daughter is still here today with all her health and strength. Right? But the main issue with these things are, and this is what I be trying to say, like I say, my message have remained consistent. We have to figure out, Richard, we don't have to figure it out because it's pretty simple to me. Maybe I'm just a little smarter than some people, but it's pretty simple to me. We have to raise our kids. Not the internet, not the TV. We have to, and I'm not saying that you're supposed to take these things away from your kids, but don't let these things raise your children. Because, children are the day. I'm going to show you something, man. Listen, man, I'm 33 years old. Back when we was coming up, you know what I'm saying, I had partners, and, back when we was coming up, they had situations like that in the neighborhood take place. But, man, when it was a whole bunch of fighting or a whole bunch of, type of situation like that, man, when the cops pulled up, man, we was chilling. We wasn't. And especially my scary behind, man, I got partners, and they could tell you, man, we was coming up and we got in a situation and the police was in pursuit of us, man, I was putting my hand, I wasn't running. Because I always was scared to get shot. I always was scared to get shot with a taser. I always was scared to get beat up. And I feel like, man, if the cop chase me and I do, and I don't, and I get caught, I'm going to get beat up. So I always was scared of that. But, we're in a generation now where children don't respect authority, bro. Children just don't respect authority, bro. And we can go into a whole bunch of reasons why that is, but these days, children don't respect authority. See, I'm going to show you something. And see, one of the, and I got to add that too. One of the next reasons why I never ran from the police is because I already knew when I was in the situation, because my dad was present in the home, but he always worked at plants, so he really wasn't present a lot of times because he had to go out of state to get, a bigger bag. So there's a lot of things I was able to, maneuver and do like as if I had a single parent because my daddy wasn't, he might was out of town on work or out of town on business. But, even then, I still knew, man, and because it's certain people that is in my family that's connected to the police force. So I always would be afraid that if I was to resist arrest or try to run from the police or something, first of all, I'm already about to get in trouble when my daddy come home for the weekend. I'm already about to be in trouble anyway for getting in trouble with the police. And I ran from him. That's going to be he going to go. Listen, in my household, you know what I'm saying? In my household, bro, some things I was able to get away with, I must admit. But one thing my mom and my daddy never, ever tolerated was disrespect to authority. They never tolerated that. Was I perfect coming up as a young man? No. Did I do mischievous things? Yes. But one thing I never did was disrespect authority, because that was not tolerated in my household. That would get this household turned upside down. You do not disrespect authority, whether it be somebody at the church that had a position, whether it be a teacher, police. You don't disrespect authority. That's not how you raise here. Kids don't be mischievous. And that's why, for me, everything in my life, I deal with the scripture. I deal with the Bible. Look, and I had a scripture I wanted to read. Just going off into what I'm saying. They say, Proverbs 22:6 say, direct your children on the right path. And when they are older, they will not leave it. And just a little insight into that, I had wrote down, just a little insight into that. When parents teach a child how to make decisions, they don't have to watch every step he or she takes. They know their children will remain on the right path because they have made the choice themselves. Train your children to choose the right way. Train your children Train your children. Train your children because we see. It's evident. This dude, listen, man, this dude pulled out a gun, man, and shot the girl like she was a deer. And not even gonna say a deer, because when they shoot the deer, they only shoot the deer like one time, in the shoulder. So, man, he shot this girl up, man, like on some menace to society, like, what? So, it's not we understand. We understand that as a blacks, we are at a severe disadvantage in America, especially with police. And once again, to be devil's advocate with that, listen, man, them people, especially the white police officers, man, them people scared of us, bro. Them people, listen, man, I never forget, man, I was in Pompano Beach one day, little small city in Florida from, as a matter of fact, that's where Kodak Black from, XXX and all that. Man, listen, man, you see some of these dudes walking around here, and I know that they do that in Florida, and they got the things they have in the head called wicks, gold, man, these dudes look like real life monsters, bro. And then you got some white people that's on the police force that never been around blacks. They never grew up, they don't really know the black people. They don't know that black people ain't all. They judge the black community off what they see NBA YoungBoy do, off what they hear off what they hear Chief Keef rap about. Man, we got the only, listen, bro, this is insane to me. We the only community in history, bro, who make rap songs about killing our dead op, about killing people. We make rap songs about killing somebody, and then once they dead, we rap about smoking them in a blunt, smoking dead ops. And you think them people not scared of us? And then the next thing, let's be honest about it, they have racist white police officers. So now that we know what the problem is, being the type of person that I am, solutions-based and solutions-oriented, can we come up with a solution? Am I crazy? I need to know, bro. This little girl at 16 years old, we can play that game. She's a baby. We just seen, man. Like I just said, a couple months ago, a little girl, 13, stabbed, right? A 15-year-old and killed her. This little girl, her mother didn't even have legal custody of her. I'm not saying that, I'm not talking about it because that can be a whole up with them. That can be a whole bunch of different things. But her mother didn't even have legal custody of her. The cops pulled up to the scene, right? And then this is the next thing I want to speak on that. Listen, first of all, if you from the hood, you know how it go down. Whenever somebody fighting everybody, and then now we in the cell phone, and all these people was with their cell phone watching. Nobody trying to stop these people. So the cops that we as a black community is so oppressed by, somebody called them. So when they get up on the scene, like I say, this generation don't have no respect for authority. When they get on the scene, man, back then, we'd either been trying to move around, we'd have been chilling. Man, the cop pulled up, had to draw his gun. They got one dude, he's stumping a woman down. He's stumping a little girl or a woman. I don't know if they was kids or what. He's still stopping the water police right there with a gun. And she is about to forget the policeman. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so we can keep on playing this game about the police, which is the police is a problem. Let's be honest about it, the police is a problem. But I don't want to deal with the problem. Dealing with the problem is going to continue to bring problems. Let's deal with the solution. Teach your kids, teach your sons. If your brothers ain't got a brain, teach them too. Teach every man and woman in your life to respect authority, especially the police, especially if you black. Because right now, it look like target practice. It look like target practice. So in that situation, whose side am I taking? I'm not taking nobody's side, but I'm saying that both parties could have done a better job to avoid this situation. The police, to avoid killing that little girl, he could have shot her in the knee, the leg, to stop her from stabbing that little girl. And on the little girl's side, whoever her legal guardian is, should need to be raising her better than that. Because let's not play that game. Every 16-year-old little girl out here ain't out here fighting with because fighting is one thing. We might all have a little fight here and there. But only a certain number of people are going to pull out a knife or a gun. And you can say whatever you want. You can go around there. You can try to think. Listen, facts are the facts. Ain't everybody about to, at 16 years old, ain't any little 16-year-old girl about to pull out a knife and try to, because when you pull out a weapon or a knife, I don't care what you say, your intent is to kill. You hear me? So, both parties was wrong. Both parties, can take a piece of the wrong pie. But what does that do? I'm all about trying to get a solution. Raise your kids better. Raise your kids better. And like I say, kids gonna be mischievous. I'm a prime example of that. But make sure you instill. Make sure the importantest thing you instill in your kids is to respect authority. And if you never did it, now is the time to do it expeditiously. Because guess what? We're going to be honest about it. Like I say, we know they got racist white police officers. But man, right now, police, it's hectic out here right now. And my thing, matter of fact, I gotta say something. I gotta say this because I just have to say this, bro. And nobody, you know what I'm saying? I just have to go ahead on and say this. Because the reason why I'm saying this is because I want to show people that this the climate that we're in and the situation that we're in. The other day, somebody contacted me and told me that they was hurt and they needed to borrow a few dollars. So I told them, I said, come get it. So they was kind of taking a little while. So I said to myself, let me go take me a step out. I took a little walk right quick. I got a store right down the street. I took a walk. And when I walked to the store, I got a phone call. And an individual was like, look, where you at? I'm at your crib. And I'm like, man, I had took a little walk because you was taking a while. So the individual, I told the individual I would. They came down the street to meet me. As they came down the street to meet me, they was in the back seat of the vehicle. So they opened the door and said, I just me because I didn't know the car and nothing. So when they did, I came out my pocket with the money and I gave it to them. They closed the door, drove off. Now nobody watching, but I'm not worried because I'm not doing nothing wrong. And the police was a little step behind. So by him seeing me pass something off, he probably said to himself, I'm gonna go ahead on and stop him instead of focusing on that car because whatever he paid, he must guide it on him or whatever. I don't know what was going through his mind. But he stopped me, white police officer stopped me, told me get against the truck. Now listen, let me be honest with you. I don't do nothing wrong. I'm a man of God. That situation could have turned ugly. Man, what you pulling me over for, man? I ain't do. I would have been wrong because I'm disrespecting authority, but I would have been right because I really wasn't doing nothing wrong. But we know I got a brain, so I got against the car. I see what's going on in the news. Even if I didn't respect authority right now, I would be respecting it. So I put my hand against the truck. The guy shaking me down. So in the process, he shaking me down. The individual that had got the money for me called my phone. Or I'm thinking that's who it is. I don't know who it was. I don't remember at this point. But somebody called my phone. So my phone was in my hoodie jacket. I reached to grab it, which was a bad mistake. He don't know what I'm reaching for. Yeah, he hit a phone, but I could be, you know what I'm saying? You just can't play this game, because at the end of the day, we got to look at it for what it is. He got to make it home to his family. And mind you, what I said earlier, these people scared of us, bro. Some of them just scared of us. And if I didn't know no better, I'd be scared of a lot of black people too. Because, you know, black people is judged off another black person. The black community rappers, let's talk about killing. There's no other group of people who rap about killing each other and smoking them. But nobody else did it in history. We the only one who do it. So, you know, just looking at how we act and how we are, I can understand why he could be scared. So when I did that, he could have did whatever. He could have tased me, or he could have just shot me. But when I did that, he kind of grabbed my arm, and he kind of grabbed my arm, and I say, "Oh, my bad, sir. I apologize. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I just was trying to get my phone. I'm sorry." So once I did that, then he put me in cuffs, and he called backup. So backup came, and they got out of the car, and they didn't come to me. They got out of the car and stood on each side of their car, and they just watching. And so then, you know, he shook me down, and of course called my name through to see if I had any warrants or anything. Didn't have any warrants or nothing. He let me go, apologized to me for, you know, the mistake. He said I didn't know, and you know what I'm saying. I say, man, good, you know. So I said, I understand you doing your job. Have a nice day. And I'm here to tell y'all about it. And I will listen. I don't care what my history is. Right now, I live a good life. I've been living a good life for the last 5 or 6 years. Listen, man, I could have bucked on it, man. I ain't doing nothing. You ain't got no right. Anybody could have seen me getting pulled over and